Our team consists of Narsimha, Prajwal, Rohan and myself respectively. And we are here to present our engineering design project and we have chosen Micro Servo Robot. Let's see a short video on what Micro Servo Robot is. It uses 6 servo motors which are triggered by an Arduino Uno which is thoroughly coded and has a memory element in it. As you can see in the video, it just replicates what the controller is doing. So with just a press of a button, it records the whole movement, can repeat it infinite number of times. From this, we can minimize our human work to a great extent.
Hello, I am Narsimha and I am going to be dealing with the construction of Micro Servo Robot and the technical details related to it. First, let's look into the hardware required in building a Micro Servo Robot. They are Arduino Uno chip, 4 micro servos, a potentiometer, a resistor, a battery of about 9 volts, wires, button, switch, glue, etc. The Arduino Uno chip is the brain of the Micro Servo Robot. It stores all the information needed for the program to run. It also has a connector which we can use to connect it to a laptop or a PC and code it to perform a specific task. The micro servos are the hands and legs of the Micro Servo Robot. They are responsible for the rotation of the locomotion of the arms of the robot. The potentiometer detects excess voltage that is being supplied to the Arduino chip and hence protects it from getting damaged. The 9-volt battery is the power supply to the Arduino chip. Wires act as the connecting pathway for the flow of electricity from the Arduino chip to all the micro servos. We have included a button in the Micro Servo Robot because this Arduino chip has a memory function, and if we can program the robot to do a specific task several times, and if we click this button, it is mapped to store the information of how it should do a particular work. The switch is used to switch on or off the Micro Servo Robot. Now let's talk about the software required to build this robot. We have used the C programming because it is compatible with almost all PCs and it is very easy to convert the code from one language to another. Now let's talk about the working of the Micro Servo Robot. I have put up a circuit showing how the Micro Servo Robot is connected and how it is being built. We have divided the program into two parts, that is, one is learn mode and the other one is play mode. In the learn mode, the Micro Servo Robot learns to do a specific task. For example, if we give it a task to pick up an object from point A and place it at point B and click the button, it stores the information to do it again. The play mode gets activated when the person double clicks the button. That is, the stored actions are repeated loopingly again and again when the person double clicks it. From the previous example, the robot picks up the object from point A and keeps it till point B till the person single clicks it again. I have put up a flow chart regarding the working of the Micro Servo Robot. It tells us how the robot responds to the clicking of the button, and it is given using loops. This concludes the working and construction of the Micro Servo Robot.
Hello viewers, this is Prajwal S. And today I'll be explaining some societal impacts and applications of our project Micro Servo Robot. I am from Team Dynamo. Let's get right into it. Let me start off by telling you some applications of Micro Servo Robot. I have a small list here which I'll be reading out. The first one is medicinal, the second one is mechanical, and we have electronic usage. So let's get right into the first one, that is medical usage. How do we use a Micro Servo Robot in medicine? Speaking of the medicinal usage, we have to keep in mind that we have to use only a certain amount of chemical to produce a drug, that is in milligrams. So what happens if we use more or less? We'll obviously have some side effects. That's where the microserver robot comes into picture. So we use a microserver robot to precisely put only that much of chemical which is required to produce a drug, and that is the medicinal usage of microserver robot. Now let's see the second application, that is in mechanical applications. So what do we have? The usage of microserver robot in mechanical field. Let's get right into it. When we get into the mechanical application of this robot, we never call it microserver robot because it's not small in size now. It's called a robot arm, and that's where a hydraulic robot arm comes into picture, where you can use hydraulics to lift and place heavy objects in a precise location where you need them to be. So that is the mechanical use of this sort of robot, which is called as a hydraulic arm when it comes to large scale production of the same. So the final application which I will be dealing is electronics. So how is a microserver robot used in electronics? The answer is right there. Electronics deals with all sorts of small objects. For example, microchips or transistors or resistors, everything is small. And you just mess up one small connection of the same, you're going to mess up the whole circuit. So that's where precision comes into picture, and that's where we use our microserver robot to precisely assemble any sort of electronic device by giving it specific actions via shadow or through a programming language, for example C or C++. Now that we have finished our applications, let's see what the societal impacts does a microserver robot have. Okay, so what do I mean by societal impacts? It can either be negative impacts or positive impacts on the community or the society where people live. So let's jump right into the negative impacts first and then have a positive look on how a microserver robot can work. Speaking of the negative impacts of production of microserver robot, we can see it right here. It's an electronic device and its waste disposal can be a threat to this country because we know that India is among one of the largest producers of electronic waste and its processing is not done properly, which is the main reason for electronic related pollution in India. So microserver robot, although having so many advantages, eventually comes down to the fact that it is an electronic device and makes use of dry cells and disposable cells, which can be a part of environmental pollution when not disposed properly. Next off, we have decreasing human labor and employment. Microserver robot is an electronic device which can replace a lot of labor who perform the activity of assembly. So that's how it will create unemployment and worsen the economic situation of a country. We've had a lot of negative impacts of our project, so now let's look on the bright side of it. Let's look at the positive impacts a project can have on the society. The first advantage of microserver robot is solving the problem of lack of precision. The second one is allowing room for modification, which means through simple programming you can modify the functions which your device makes. The third one is decreasing in human error because of assembly. So human errors are common during assembly of electronic devices. So when microserver robot is used, those errors are corrected. The last but not the least is cost effectiveness. One microserver robot put together can cost up to 375 rupees, but a human labor doing the same work for 1 month is gonna demand in thousands for sure. So that's why microserver robot saves a lot of your money. And who's not behind money? Everyone are. So finally we have come to the end of the video, and I'll be concluding this session about microserver robot by telling a small thought. Technology is a useful servant but a dangerous master. So don't let technology drive you. Don't let technology take control over you. If you use technology properly, it is a boon. But if you try and misuse it, that's when humanity starts exploiting itself. We Team Dynamo thank everyone who watched this video about our project Microserver Robot. Thank you all.